recording through Audacity, we can do Discord if that makes you happy.
No. It's. I want both of us to be very happy. I want you to be happy, and when you're happy, I'm happy. That's what that is, and you are not happy doing Discord. I understand that the way that you are able to join, and that's it. You don't like it. It's too much.
It's just not, no. I just seeing your face makes me happy enough.
And you know what? That makes me happy.
Thank you for downloading our recent episode. For more episodes like this, go to movieguyspodcast.podbean.com for more episodes. Enjoy the show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this most recent episode of Movie Guys Podcast. Tonight, we are talking about a very controversial film, and I'm excited to talk about it. We're talking about Snow White, the new one. Eric, how the hell are you doing?
I am excited, but not excited to talk about this movie. We would not be watching this movie, I don't think, if we weren't doing this show.
No, I would not have. I would never have seen this movie. I wouldn't have cared.
I will say that because of the reviews that it had been getting and the big amount of negative buzz around this, there is a part of me that was curious to see it.
Yeah, I was curious to see it too, just because, well, I have the timeline. We don't ever really do this. I was thinking about this. Like, have I ever gone through a timeline from a website that breaks all the controversy down? And I haven't really in all of our years of doing podcasts. Boy, do I have a timeline.
I'm excited to hear this timeline.
So, but we're talking about Snow White, and I'm just gonna paraphrase, right? This is from Entertainment Weekly, so that's a legitimate source, right?
Yes.
But the first controversy was June 2021. Rachel Ziegler was casted, and the backlash already started.
Okay.
Now, what you can say about the movie, she's not the problem in this movie we're going to talk about. I know, controversial, right? But I don't think she's the problem.
Okay, I would agree. We'll go off on that.
Right. The next thing, in January 2022, there was a debate over the dwarfs, right? So there was an image that was posted of what we thought were the seven dwarves, different race, different sex, right? Different height, right? And they were not CG, and everybody lost their minds. And Disney said, we never said that these were the dwarves.
Right.
And then Peter Dinklage came out. We don't get political on the show, so, or, I don't know. What do you feel about Peter Dinklage going off? What he said was, Peter Dinklage quote saying, you're progressive in one way, but then you're still making that effing backward story about seven dwarfs living in a cave together. What the F are you doing, man? Have I done nothing to advance the cause for my soapbox? I guess I am not loud enough. I don't know which studio that is, but they are proud of it. All love and respect to the actresses and actors, the people who thought they were doing the right thing, but I'm just like, what are you doing? End quote.
I disagree with him completely. I
Totally
really do.
totally agree with you.
Absolutely. I think he's gatekeeping a lot of that too, for taking a stance that he doesn't know like what the plan is. I would say that had this been a different type of movie, these dwarves that Snow White is with could have been a good opportunity for a lot of actors to play into, right? Instead of it being CGI. And because of that, it seems, at least on our side of the looking glass here, right, that 7 acting jobs were taken away from 7 actors.
7 dwarf actors or just 7 actors?
Sure. Whatever they wanted to make it, it could have been...
I feel that's a good argument.
You're right. I would say that it could have been dwarf actors. Like, we want to obviously think that because the story is called Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, that the Seven Dwarfs would be actors with dwarfism, right? Would be little people.
Well, okay, so the movie's called, and you know this, I'm just, to your point, the movie's just called Snow White, right? And I don't know the movie that well, but my wife told me that the bandits are not a part of the original Disney movie. So I feel like the producers at Disney wanted to make a different movie because the backlash they put the Seven Dwarfs in. I was completely fine with the bandits being the quote-unquote Seven Dwarfs, right? Just don't call them the Seven Dwarfs. Call them, the Lucky Seven or something. Or don't give them a name.
Right. Either
So,
way,
yeah.
this is a story that has been telephoned through the ages here.
Right.
So yeah, I remember the original because my grandpa would read me the story of Snow White and Red Rose or Briar Rose. I think it's been told as a grim tale where two kids go into the woods, and like certain characters are there, some certain characters are not. There's a huntsman. There's a dwarf. There's not seven. And yeah, obviously it's a grim fairy tale, so it's a bit darker.
All right. Continue with the timeline here. September 2022, Rachel Ziegler calls the 1937 Snow White outdated and criticizes the love story as quote-unquote weird.
It's weird.
What? Okay, so again, I don't know. I've not seen Snow White, the original cartoon, in decades. What's weird about it? She bites an apple, she falls asleep, a prince in shining armor kisses her, and she wakes up. What's weird about that?
Yeah, I think it's just a stance that a lot of the younger crowd is taking just because it is a classic tale, right? Princess meets prince, prince meets princess, fall in love at first sight, and then, yeah, it kind of just goes on, and then happily ever after.
Right, which we can't do.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that this is not any more cringe or weird of a tale than maybe like Sleeping Beauty. That chick was 16.
16. July 2023, on-set photos of actors portraying the dwarves cause anger and confusion. And here's the political stuff. August 2024, boycotts called the film to be banned because of Gal Gadot's pro-Israel stance. She's from Israel.
Correct.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
I can't fault her for that, right?
I'm pretty sure she was military too. I think obviously their service is compulsory, so it's like she had to. But yeah, and that only met with more like bad PR just because she is obviously from Israel. Rachel Ziegler was doing a lot of pro-Palestine tweets and statements, and then they had to do a red carpet together, and that's just awkward.
Well, here it gets really awkward. November of 24, Rachel Ziegler criticizes Donald Trump's re-election, riles up controversy again. She says, quote, "May Trump supporters and Trump voters and Trump himself never know peace," end quote. What does that got to do with Snow White?
Yeah,
So it's her
exactly.
mouth that gets her in trouble.
Yeah, and you know what's bothersome about that is that if it was other side, because we've known actresses. Who was it in Mandalorian? The Gina.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, she got political for a minute.
She got political. I think it was a vax statement or anti-vax statement, and then from Black Panther as well too. Who was it? The sister.
The chick that was becoming Black Panther.
Yeah, Natito Wright, who played Shuri, she was making some statements as well too. I think Disney or Marvel really was just like, "Hey, listen, stop that real quick." And yeah, there have been other actors and actresses who have said many other controversial things and have really gotten canned for less. But I really do think that this type of movie, Snow White, just was a wrong place, wrong time, wrong everything for the moment.
I totally agree. Again, I don't think that the actress in the performance in the movie that we got was the problem. I think the actress outside of the movie is the problem, because she's this feeding the beast, I guess is the word, right? Just shut your mouth, right? Gal Gadot, I would argue, is a bigger star than Rachel Ziegler,
Yeah, absolutely.
and I support. I guess I will say that, or maybe I understand. I understand why Gal Gadot will say she's pro-Israel because she's from the country, and then
Yeah.
I just feel like Rachel Ziegler's this was like, well, I'm going to be difficult because,
But at
you
the
know.
same part, and correct me if I'm wrong, anyone, that Gal Gadot wasn't like doing tweets or
No.
going on the red carpet and saying very pro-Israeli things, right? She was
No.
just there for the movie. She kept any sort of political or any national type of thing away from it. I could be wrong, but it
Yeah, maybe.
didn't seem to be highlighted anywhere that I was able to see.
From what I could tell, Gal Gadot was very professional.
Yeah, exactly. She knows where she's at. She knows who's writing the paycheck, and wear the dress, wear the smile, watch the movie.
So speaking of that, I feel that we're in this world of Disney live action movies now, where I would say all of them are not really good, right? Which is funny, right? Because it's the same movie as the cartoon. All they do is put live action people in it, and they make it maybe a couple new songs, and that's it, right? Like, why did the live action, if you will call it that, Lion King not hit like the original '94? I don't know. It was the same movie. Literally.
Yeah, I don't know what their target audience is. I think it's like a bit of nostalgia and trying to capture like this new wave. Maybe the attempt to make lightning strike twice, just like you said, and it's just not really working. I have the list of all the remakes that they've done live action.
Okay, let's hear
and it is a long, long list, and as well as the upcomings as well.
Well, let's
too.
do the modern ones, right? You know, like past
Do you want to
10
guess
years.
with what from this list what their first live action was?
What is it?
It was released in 1994. The original cartoon was in 1967.
1984. What is it?
Jungle Book.
Ah.
Yeah.
I remember that one. That snake was scary.
Yeah, I think was that the guy that played Liu Kang?
Probably, right? Because that's when they used, like, you know, like, it was live action, but they used, like, real animals, and that snake at the end. Ugh, it's creepy.
Yeah. Jason Scott Lee. Was he? Oh no! Wait.
Wrong
he-
Asian?
I don't know if he was. Yeah, you're right. Let me combat. No, he played Liu Kang.
Oh, he did
Yeah.
play. Okay, good for him.
I thought it was Shao Kahn there for a moment there.
Yeah.
Anyway, where was I? Oh, 101 Dalmatians. After that, Glenn Close.
Glenn Close as Cruella de Vil. Great casting.
Yeah, and then 102 Dalmatians. So she got the IP going.
Right.
Then Tim Burton took over. You want to guess which movie he did?
Well, Dumbo was at some point. But
First
before
one, Johnny
Dumbo.
Depp. Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, it took that long? It took almost 20 years?
Yeah. From 1994 and then 96, Dalmatians. 2000 was 102 Dalmatians. 2010 was Alice in Wonderland.
That movie was garbage.
They did The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Is that Nick Cage? No. Yes?
Peanut Gallery says so.
Oh, man. That was 2010. Maleficent, Cinderella,
I don't mind Maleficent.
the Jon Favreau Jungle Book,
Never seen it.
and Alice Through the Looking Glass,
That
Beauty
was
and
terrible.
the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast was okay. We reviewed Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, this is where it starts getting into more of expanded universe, though.
Right.
Because, well, actually, probably Maleficent, right? Or even Sorcerer's Apprentice. But they start toying with it and then really going into it. Because Beauty and the Beast was based off of the Broadway play.
Not the
from what
cartoon.
Not so much the cartoon. Then Christopher Robin,
Nobody watched that.
Dumbo, Aladdin,
We
Lion
reviewed
King,
those. Yeah, we reviewed those.
Maleficent 2,
We did not review that.
Lady and the Tramp, which I think was not well received. That was a Disney Plus feature. I think that's when Disney started to go into streaming. And that
Okay.
movie kind of bombed just because that was like, hey, sign up and you get to see Lady and the Tramp. And everyone was just like, I don't want either of
Yeah,
those.
I don't want. I don't care about Lady and the Tramp. Okay.
Mulan, Cruella, Pinocchio,
We reviewed all these.
Peter Pan and Wendy,
We did not see that. No.
Little Mermaid, Mufasa,
Mufasa's terrible. I watched that this year.
and Snow White. And then they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You forgot Aladdin was in this too.
I said Aladdin.
Okay, I was wrong.
Sorry.
You're
No,
big. I'm
sorry.
small. I'm sorry.
And then they have 5 more on deck that are coming up.
What's the on deck? I'm curious.
Well, Lilo and Stitch is already out
Yep,
now
this weekend.
as they're recording it.
Yeah.
Moana.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Too soon.
Aristocats.
Okay.
Hercules. Whoa, wait a minute. Okay. First off, I didn't know that the Aristocats it's still TBA, but apparently they have some cast. The Russo brothers are producing, and Questlove is directing. What?
Okay.
They have a
All right.
Hercules movie coming out.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got my producers. The Russo brothers are producing Hercules, directed by Guy Ritchie.
You like Guy Ritchie.
Yeah, I do like Guy Ritchie. But the producers for the Aristocats are the other bandmates of The Roots, which Questlove is a part of.
Gotcha. So they're gonna make it an urban Aristocrats.
I think they're trying to do it musically.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then Bambi.
Oh. Okay. So
I hope they really focus in on that mom getting killed. You know, they really just...
Mom
son
won't
of a-
die until the middle now. The wrong kid.
Yeah, you're
died.
right.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so Disney is doing it, and I mean, like, but okay, so with the controversy that we talked about with this movie, and you going off of this list, and DEI being what it is nowadays, I think these movies are going to take a step back. I think Disney's learned a lesson. This movie tanked, did it not?
Oh, yeah, and it has right now the worst reviewed or worst rating on IMDb of all the
Oh,
movies, I believe.
worst ever.
Yeah. Yes, I think I'm pretty sure it is the lowest ever. It may have changed,
Oh my!
but I'm quite sure it is the lowest ever.
Budget was 270 million, and it grossed 204 million. Oh boy!
Yeah, that's a lot of money that they're not making back.
No. Well, I also would argue, so we can talk about the movie now. I think Rachel Zegler kind of screwed the pooch on it. I mean, she was really talking.
Again, I would agree with that, but I think it was really a lot of it going on at once. I don't think anyone was looking forward to it. I think,
No.
as I gave you the list before, a lot of people were already tired of these remakes. It's a mix of everything, because one, nobody is really asking for these remakes to be done. Now, numbers say otherwise, because apparently the 2019 Jon Favreau Lion King did gangbusters, did really, really well. And Maleficent did really, really well. So did Aladdin. That was also a Guy Ritchie film, by the way.
Right.
And Cruella did not do well.
We liked it though. I remember we liked it.
I remember we liked it, yeah. But these movies, as bad as they are getting reviewed, they still are making profit. And Disney really does not seem to care. And a lot of people are just like, why are you doing this? So there's a mix of fatigue. People are over it. And then there's the other cry of people saying, listen, can you just make new stuff? Like, that would be great. The reason why we loved Pixar so much is because they were knocking out new stuff, man. And then you milked the crap out of that. And it's like, fine, I don't want to see Toy Story 5, but people are going to go see it anyway just because they love the characters for it. That's what, again, a lot of these movies are doing, is they're just milking out this as much as they can, and it's really sucks. The other part of it is that people are asking not to do this DEI thing. They're just saying, hey, maybe make a movie that is inclusive. And they, for the most part, people have been put out online that there are a lot of movies that have included a lot of different types of people throughout the world here that were socially acceptable. And Disney just seems to ignore those for some reason. And like, why would you do that, Disney? It really, stop trying to remake this and recast it when you already have the IP there. Make that. But I don't know who's in charge of what's going on over there, but it seems like they have really lost their direction.
Well, speaking of direction, let's actually dive deep into Snow White. So,
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know Snow White. Okay, so this is what I know of Snow White. Okay, white, dark-haired woman finds 7 dwarves, tells them to whistle while they work. Old woman comes to the 7 dwarfs' house, has her bite an apple, mirror, mirror on the wall, and then a knight in shiny armor comes, kisses Snow White, she wakes up, curse is broken, roll credits. That's what I know of Snow White.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm telling you this for a reason, right? Is because I want to know. And I will start with this. I asked my wife, and I told you off air, what'd you think of the movie? And she says, I give it a small bag. And I said, why? She goes, because it says Snow White, but it's not Snow White. So I told you that, and you said you agreed. So me knowing what I know about Snow White, as I clearly have demonstrated, the beginning of this movie is King and Queen have a little girl, and they call her Snow White because she was born in a snowstorm. That's not in the original, because there's going to be a lot of these times I'm going to ask you these questions. So that was just made up, right?
Yes. Well, I think a lot of people are trying to piece that together with original literature or whatever.
I'm talking about the original cartoon that we all know, right? Let's throw out the original folklore, right? Let's talk.
Okay, you got
right?
it. You got it. Yeah.
So, like, if we're going to throw that out, was that in the original movie?
I don't remember it verbatim, but yes.
Okay. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, they called her Snow White because she was born in a snowstorm. Okay, cool. And they are king and queen, and everybody in this German village love them, the king and queen, and they're excited for Snow White to rule. Again, my question, is that a part of the original movie?
No, the original movie, Snow White's parents are gone. Like, they're just...
Are they dead?
Yeah. Like, she's the last living of the bloodline, and both those parents are gone. I don't even think we see them. I think we just... Remember how those Disney movies would open up with like, the book, the bejeweled book?
Yeah.
And it would turn the page, and it would give you the intro narration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this was kind of close to the same, where it was just like, yeah, listen, Snow White, she had parents, they're dead. Stepmom's here and ruling in her place.
So okay. So in the original cartoon movie, they didn't say that mom died of a disease and then dad remarried this evil witch queen. Like, that was not brought up.
Yeah, it was just both parents dead at a young age.
Okay, I'm not hating the movie right now at this point. Then,
Okay.
no, I mean, I think for somebody that doesn't know the story of Snow White, I mean, this gives me backstory. She is called Snow White because she was born in a snowstorm. She's the princess of a king and queen. Queen dies of a disease. Everybody loves Snow White, and everybody's singing. Everybody's happy. Dad then goes to the south to fight a war. No.
Well, he remarries.
He remarries Gal Gadot, who was the evil queen, right?
Yeah.
And then she tells him that the South is trying to start a war, so he goes down south, presumably gets killed. And then now Gal Gadot becomes the evil queen, and she pretty much, I don't know if she puts a spell on the village or what she does, but like she's like a giant bee, right? I mean, no, am I wrong?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Gal Gadot puts a different filter lens on the camera, and now all the color saturated in the village is just a gray-blue.
Okay, so it's not me being a smart mouth. Okay, I was just curious because it seemed like she put a spell on it, the village, right? Because, okay, here's my question. In the cartoon in this movie, is she a witch or is she just an evil person?
Both?
Is she a witch?
Yes. Yes.
How is she a witch? Because she has the mirror that gives her the
Mirror-
power?
Yeah, and a cauldron as she
Oh, the cauldron. Okay.
mixes her moonshine in.
Gotcha. Okay. So up to this point to where Gal Gadot becomes queen, I'm not hating it, Eric, because again, for somebody that doesn't know Snow White, I like the setup, I like the backstory. Okay, I'm with this movie at this point. I'm understanding where things are going.
Right.
Right? I don't know. Do you agree with me, or do you not?
Sure I'm there, but at this part as well too, I feel like Disney and the team and the director felt like, all right, well, we got to add more songs. And so they did this longer intro. Okay, fine. I get it. It doesn't take away from the characters. It doesn't take away from Evil Queen, doesn't take away from Snow White. Got you. But to have people forget about Snow White, that seems a little silly to me.
That's why I thought she was a spell.
Yeah, I can understand that. And that would make more sense because if there was a spell, there would be a bit more to work with on that, a bit more of a challenge. But no, it's more like just people were just all depressed. That's basically what it is. Oh, the evil queen took all the color out of a village, and now I'm just going to be mopey the rest of the time. And it's like, what, like 10 years passed maybe? I'm not even.
That's what I was going to ask.
Seemed to forget. And now Snow White is like cleaning and like doing housemaid stuff.
Yeah, well, okay. So how old would you say Snow White was when her parents died? 10 then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, sure. I was
Okay,
gonna say, like,
so then Rachel
8, 10 years
Ziegler,
old.
Rachel Ziegler's 18, maybe?
For I guess all legal reasons, yes.
Okay. Well, it's just, okay, so let's argue and say 8 years have passed. So then I totally agree with you then. Like, the town wouldn't forget of Snow White 8 years later. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so now Snow White is a grown 18-year-old adult, and she is a maid, right? She cleans after the queen. She cleans the castle, right? And this is where she meets a thief with a heart of gold who's trying to steal bread.
Yeah.
And that's not in the original, I guess, because I said in the beginning that there was a knight in shining armor. So this is retcon at this point, right? Like this point.
Yeah, basically.
So in the original cartoon, I mean, was the prince a part of the kingdom, or was he one of those like other movies where it's like he comes from another kingdom and he's supposed to wed Snow White and that whole thing?
This is what I never got is like I thought it was just a dude in the wood in the woods.
The original cartoon.
Well, yeah, because in the original cartoon, Snow White was just kind of like this very whimsical, very I don't want to say like what's a good one, naive kind of princess.
Yeah, naive will be good. Yeah,
and she wanted romance, and she has the song "Someday My Prince Will Come," right? And which I don't think that song was in this movie, by the way.
Oh, is that supposed to be a big song?
The original movie only had like a few songs.
Oh, okay.
There wasn't a whole lot. The original movie was only like 80 minutes, by the way, too.
Oh, so it's short. Okay.
So it's pretty short. Same with like Sleeping Beauty. Those are pretty short movies.
Okay.
But yeah, there's only maybe a handful of songs. So they took that one out of this new one, and then they added like 6 other ones that were just like brand new. It were just like you didn't need to do that. I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to remake a classic here. They're trying to make it so that the music shines with the movie, much like how Disney had done it before, right? But listen, Phil Collins ain't making your soundtrack. Elton John ain't making your soundtrack here, buddy. Move on here. I don't need Gal Gadot singing along twice. Once was enough. And then you have to do it twice. I hated it. My goodness. It didn't need... The evil witch does not need to sing. She does not need to have 2 numbers in this one here, too.
She just have one.
You could have one, sure. Evil apple or poison apple or whatever the hell you want to do that, that's fine. or maybe someone with the mirror. I'm surprised the mirror didn't sing in this.
I mean, like
movie.
the mirror should sing, right?
You would think, but going back to the prince, I thought that because she wished in a well for the prince to come, that dude would just strolled up one day when he was just like, "Oh, there's a girl in the woods here. I think I'll marry her."
And that's what happened in the cartoon. So in this movie, she sees him. He's trying to steal bread because not only do I feel that the witch Gal Gadot put a spell on it, but also famine is happening, right? Like they're starving.
Yeah, I guess
They're starving.
She-
So he's hungry, right? And then like Gal Gadot does like the like off with his head kind of thing, right?
Yeah, eye for an eye, or extreme punishment, corporal punishment,
Right.
kind of a thing. Where you stole from me, it's time to send you to the prison and rot for the rest of your days.
Right, right. And I'm skipping ahead a few things, but at this point, Snow White confronts the evil queen. And, if the evil queen is so evil and she wants Snow, and people forget about Snow White 8 years later, why doesn't she just kill her? Why doesn't Gal Gadot just kill Snow White? Nobody would know.
Well, I'm glad you asked that because after this, she attempts to.
Well, she
She
sends a
attempts to
dude
twice.
after. Well, she sends a. Well, so Snow White's frolicking in the woods, and then she sends this henchman, and he's just like, he puts the dagger to her throat, and he's like, I can't do it. But like, I'm not saying have somebody like that do it. Like, why does the evil queen just like put the poison apple near her bed so that when Snow White wakes up and goes, oh, a breakfast treat?
Yeah, that's too much logic for this type of story there, Jordan.
Okay, all right. I don't know if I was being a smart mouth or not. Like,
No. You're thinking too much into it because
Okay.
it's a fairy tale, and you're right. If the evil queen really wanted to, you would think that she could just put some poison in Snow White's food and be like, "Oh no, Snow White has been poisoned.
yeah, and like the townspeople wouldn't react. They would go,
I-
who's Snow White?
I will not." Yeah. Oh, good call. Yeah. And it's like, "Oh, I will not rest until we find out who the killer is. It certainly isn't me."
No, why I twirl my mustache.
I
So
loved her, of course.
So now Snow White is in the woods, and this is where I knew this from the cartoon, right? This is where she like frolics with the woodland critters.
Yeah. Very Disney princess.
Yeah, she frolics. I kept on thinking of the South Park Woodland Critters Christmas during this.
Hail Satan.
I kept on thinking that. And this is where she stumbles upon this hut, right? And the dwarves. Okay. Controversial? I don't know. Probably not. The CGI dwarves, I personally don't have a problem with it. I don't see the big deal. I mean,
Shoot Dopey in the face. Are you serious?
Tell me. I don't know.
I hated these dwarves.
okay, tell me, because I'm not a dwarf. I'm not a Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs fan. So tell me why these dwarves suck.
So a few things about the tone of the movie. I'm first off very confused because we're led to open with it being like this kingdom. Not really a whole lot of enchantment or magic going on here. And then suddenly we are just in magic world where the animals can communicate by eye contact, and that deer was talking to her like the deer in Leave the World Behind. I made that point.
Nice. Good reference.
Yeah, exactly. The deer just looks and just like, hey,
Let's go this way.
over here. How about you come over here? Just little nod type of thing.
That was
and
good.
it's like, God, this is dumb. And okay, sure, it's part of the story. I can't criticize it that hard. But then the dwarves come out, and like, I get the original cartoon. They're cartoon dwarves, but they also the movie is cartoon as well too. They're very animated, and about half of these dwarves I don't have an issue with. I think like Grumpy and Doc, they're fine.
Sure.
But Dopey, he had the most punchable face I've seen in a movie in a long time.
Was it the ears?
It was the everything. He looked like Alfred E. Newman. He looked like the guy from Mad Magazine.
He did. Yeah.
Yeah, and he just had like this little smile, and it was just kind of like, throw him off the cliff. Are you serious? Get him out. Okay, it's like the
That
other
was
six
good.
dwarves they tried to make them cartoony,
Sure.
right? And they tried to make Dopey look like a lost boy.
Oh, that's a good reference. Yeah, because I was wondering because Dopey's face looked very lifelike. I know these were CG. So, like, were these all CG or were these people in, like, face mocap suits?
These look like all CG, from what I understand, because
Okay, all CG.
they are credited as voice, the actors just as voice.
voice.
So I would
Okay.
think that because on the background of the forest and the cabin and everything that they're in, this is all green screen.
As I was asking. Yeah, I was. Okay.
Well, I mean, so is the castle. I would take this
everything
entire
is.
movie,
Yeah, it's green screen.
yeah, with
Yeah.
maybe some props in here too.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Dopey.
I was not a fan. Also, just to go back real quick, when we were introduced to Jonathan, the bandit who stole the bread, and like
Yeah.
that, what the hell is dude wearing?
I don't know, medieval garbs, right? That's what they wore.
He went into the leftover remaining wardrobe of David Bowie in the Labyrinth, and he said, "I'll just wear the tightest clothes that you have in the pants." And
What's his name?
Jonathan is the character.
Okay, Jonathan.
He's like,
I'm
I'll take the tights as a pants, and I'll take Jerry Seinfeld's pirate shirt, and I'll wear that. I'm not a fan of this wardrobe here.
I mean, okay. It doesn't look terrible.
The prince in the original cartoon, I think, had a little bit more. Also, he was wearing a cape, but in the cartoon. But either way, I don't think that the costume designer was able to be too creative here. It seemed like they really were just trying to stick with the original
Okay.
a lot, and you don't need to do that. The evil queen doesn't constantly have to wear a skull cap
Yeah, but did she not?
in the cartoon.
Yeah, in the cartoon.
Yeah, she wore the same outfit, same dressing cape and skull cap and crown.
Okay.
And I don't think, again, that's necessary here because you're trying to add more of a story, right? You're trying to really make it more immersive, and it's not helping Gal Gadot at all.
Really?
It
I
might
don't-
work as a better act. Oh, okay. I agree with you that Rachel Zegler was not the issue with this movie. I think she actually did a very fine job. And if this was a different sort of princess movie, I think that would have been perfect for her. It really was. She played Maria in West Side Story, which is its own kind of princess, right? And I think, again, if this was a different type of movie, she would have been even better. She really shined in this movie. I can understand that. That haircut did not help her at all this
No, the
entire
haircut
time.
was bad. Yeah.
That was, I'm really fighting my words here. But Gal, I feel like she didn't know what movie she was doing until halfway through this movie.
I totally disagree with you. I think Gal Gadot was the best part of this movie. The best thing about this movie. She saves the movie.
I think she forgot to read the script for the first 2 months, and when she was in her trailer, she just said the lines real quick and then came on set and delivered them with the enthusiasm of Ben Affleck in every movie that he's done.
So I've never said that Gal Gadot was a great actress, but one thing that I feel that Disney does well, like I said, is their casting, right? They always have one person that they cast in a role that just makes sense. Beyonce as Nala, I thought at the time was a good idea, right? Hermione, right, for Belle in Beauty and the Beast.
Emma Watson, yes.
Emma Watson, I thought that was a great idea. Melissa McCarthy as Ursula, great idea for her as Ursula, right?
Sure.
Gal Gadot as the evil queen, I think, is in that same ballpark. I think she's on the same team. You say, well, I'm going to put words in your mouth. You say boring, not good. I'm saying that she's the best thing in this movie because I feel that she was having fun in the role because she finally got to play somebody evil, which she never does.
I understand where you're coming from. I really do. I feel like the actress that we saw in the first half was very much different from the actress we saw in the second half.
Well, I enjoyed her all the way through, but I understand what you're saying, though.
Sure, I get that.
Fine.
It doesn't help that this movie 2025 we've had what 6 other Snow White movies that have come out, 7 since the animated one.
Okay.
Right.
I've only seen one other.
Snow White and the Huntsman, the sequel to that one, Mirror Mirror, Snow White: A Tale of Terror.
That's a good. That's the one I've seen.
Yeah, the 97 one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's been a few other checks here where,
Sure.
yeah, I feel you have a lot to compare to, and those movies at least took a different spin on it. Tale of Terror took a different spin on it, right? Snow White and the Huntsman took a different spin on it. Mirror Mirror, I think, is what this movie was trying to be.
For the viewpoint of the evil queen.
Mirror Mirror.
Yeah, I don't know. Never seen it.
That's the one with Julia Roberts, right?
Oh.
Where Julia Roberts plays the evil queen.
She would be fun as the evil queen.
And Lily Collins plays Snow White.
Okay.
Her and her eyebrows. Oh, and Armie Hammer.
Oh, was that before you went crazy?
That was before he went crazy, yes.
Gotcha. No, I mean, like...
They actually casted Little People that time, too.
Good for them. Like, no, I mean, like, I feel like you and I will argue about Gal Gadot. When I heard that she was cast as Evil Queen, I was bought at that point. I was like, okay, all right, cool. Evil Queen for her makes sense. I hear what you're saying, that she's playing 2 different kinds, right? But I had more fun with. How about this? I had a lot of fun with her when she became the old woman with the apple. I thought she was fun.
Sure, okay.
I actually dug it. I hated the song, but she's like, look out how evil I am, song, right? And then she has like the white collar, right, the traditional garb, and it looked great. It looked just like the cartoon, right, from what I remember. And she goes down to her dungeon, right, and then she has the poison apple, and some things I chuckled on, right, like we're going to show the audience how poisonous this apple is by showing a skull in the form of an apple.
I think that's actually a little bit of a nod to the others.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. But I see what you mean. Also, okay, I'll give you another thing for Gal, is that I think not her, but the character did not do it justice for them to be completely just like, all right, from the start, you are evil. In any interaction she has with Snow White, she's just evil. It's like, no, try to be like this conniving stepmother a bit more.
Oh, that'd be good.
I feel like that would be a bit more. Don't have your stepdaughter, Snow White, be a maid. Try to manipulate her. Try to...
get her on your team.
Whisper in her ear kind of a thing. Your father, I don't know, he sent word and he says he's going to stay, or he's been kidnapped, or try to play a bit more manipulative towards the other characters. You've now got this entire town to your royal guard. You got them working for you, and just to come in here with an ego boost, or and ride that high and just be like, I'm the queen, do what I say. It's just like, well, but why? I feel like if she were to have played a bit more sinister, then I think that would have done the character better.
Well, okay. I would agree with you on that, because she seems to take over the kingdom without any fight whatsoever. Right? Like everybody's just like, oh, the king's missing. Okay, you're the queen. Oh, okay.
Married the king, right?
Snow White who? Okay, I agree. So let's go back on the dwarves. So then the dwarves do the whistle, hi-ho and all that stuff. So in the original cartoon, were they diamond miners like this?
Yes.
Okay, so this stays true then.
Yes.
Okay. So they're diamond miners. They come back. Goldilocks and the Three Bears kind of reference, right? To me, right? And then, blah, blah, blah. But then this is where we get the number of, we're going to have fun, Snow White says. We're going to whistle while we work. And then this is where we're going to get grumpy Grumpy's going to get one over at this point, right? Dopey loves everybody. My wife also told me that she was pissed because Doopy doesn't talk in the cartoon.
Correct.
Okay. Is there a reason why, or he just doesn't talk?
He's just a mute.
This is mute. Okay.
I mean, Sleepy doesn't say much either. It's because dude's always sleeping.
Because he's sleepy.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Now, did they have Bashful in this?
Yes.
Okay. Because they didn't to me. Like, the dwarves that got all the action was Doc, Dopey, Grumpy, and Sleepy.
Yeah, Sneezy got some time in there too.
Sneezy got a little time, but I remember Bashful. Like, every time she would, like, kiss, like in the cartoon, I remember. Tell me if I'm wrong, but like if Snow White would like kiss Bashful on the cheek, he would turn red, and he would be,
Yeah, again, another thing
that didn't happen in this, right?
They didn't really do that in this one.
That's
Instead
terrible.
of the cartoon of actually showing Bashful being bashful, they just had the character come in and be like, "I'm bashful." The other characters would be like, "You're bashful." It's like, oh, yeah, so is that Bashful the dwarf then? That's all you can do. You can't show him getting red in the face or put him in a situation where he is actually bashful. You actually have to like put it in song.
Yeah, which is bad, right? Because like for somebody like me who doesn't really know the story of Snow White, right? Like you got to put me like kid clubs, right? You got to show me like, oh, this is Bashful, this is Dopey, this is Sleepy, like you got to like what's all of them? You got Doc. Okay, hold on. Bashful, Doc, Grumpy, Sneezy, Sleepy, Dopey. Who am I missing? How many more?
I wasn't counting what you just said.
Bashful, Dopey, Sleepy, Sneezy, Grumpy, Doc. I'm missing one.
Happy,
which they all seem pretty happy to me.
Yeah, well, Happy was pretty happy.
Okay. So they're all happy, right? And Snow White in this movie just, she just really feels that her father's alive. And this is when the bandits come into play because the evil queen has her guard all through the woods trying to find Snow White, trying to find her, right? I don't know. Go to the place with the log cabin. Maybe she's there. I don't know. Check that place out.
Oh, boy.
Right? And then, she wins the hearts over of the bandits who were supposed to be the Seven Dwarfs, I would take it, because she distracted them. She distracted the knights.
Yeah.
Right? And she has to go and find her father, right? And the evil queen's like, you know what? I've had enough of this. I'm going to poison an apple, and I'm going to arrive as a shriveled old woman very creepily and give her Snow White the apple. This is the performance of the movie. This is the part of the movie where my eyes were glued the entire time.
Sure. We're missing that they captured Jonathan.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It's a big thing. Jonathan takes an arrow from her, right? And he's imprisoned. He's imprisoned along with the huntsman who failed to kill Snow White.
Right.
And they're not in cells, by the way, too. They're just in a room with chains on the wall.
On a post.
That they're able to get out pretty easily because they're not being guarded.
No.
They just kind of walk out, which bothers the crap out of me. Anyway.
It does me too.
Yeah. And Snow White was waiting for Jonathan to come back, and dwarves go off to work. And she's in the cabin by herself. She will be leaving to go find her dad with Jonathan or something like that.
Right, Jonathan was going to help her.
Yeah, and then before she does, old lady comes in. I have a message from Jonathan. He's been captured. Here, this and that. Well, if you're going to go see him, here, take this apple for energy because you're going to be hungry. And she bites into the apple.
Okay, so Gal Gadot was in this makeup.
Goes into a coma.
Does it win you over?
No.
Okay.
No, because hold on. Can we confirm that was Gal?
That's what I was led to believe.
First off, I don't know if it was makeup as much. It might have been like some CGI again too. But if that's the case, I feel like I don't know. Like that might have been
Yeah,
the best
it took
acting that she's done.
It took
in her
it took
career.
4 hours for her to get into the makeup.
Nice. Okay. Then good for you, gal. Then yeah, you maybe you do have a little bit of something in there.
I mean, again, you disagree with me, but I think the old hag, right? That's what they classify her as, right?
Yes.
The old hag knock on the door. She has that hunch over, right? She's creepy. She's scary. I would not listen to her if I was Snow White. But I thought that between Rachel Ziegler and Gal Gadot in this scene with the apple in this movie was the best acting this movie will get. It will get no better. And I'm not saying it's like what I mean to say is like this is a turd sandwich, and I found something that wasn't a turd. You know what I mean? Like
You
it's like
got
oh,
it. Yeah.
like okay, this is
Yes.
chewable. I can eat this, and then back to a turd again.
Yep. Exactly.
Do you agree?
Yes, I agree with
Okay.
with
Okay.
everything that you're saying right here.
Okay.
I mean, acting aside, this is a high point in the movie. It's kind of a climax, really.
Right. Where she eats the apple, all of a sudden she doesn't feel right, and then Gal Gadot does her evil witch, cackle, and now Snow White is in a coma, and the only way to get her out of it is by love's true kiss, which I'm assuming in the cartoon it goes pretty fast too, but in this movie, the 7 dwarfs take her to this, not a remote, but like by the water, and they're there for like a couple of days, clearly, because the camera shows us that.
Yes, yes.
Kind of just grieving over her dead body, quote unquote, right? Kind of like,
Okay.
Does the body decompose? Is this what they do when a dwarf dies? You just stay there for days?
So it's technically not dead. It's called sleeping death. It's basically a coma.
Right, but they didn't know that.
No, they didn't.
So that's what I'm asking. Is this dwarf culture in this movie where they take somebody that's died, put him on these bed of rocks, and just grieve for days?
I thought in the original cartoon it was kind of like a glass type of coffin type of thing. I don't
Sure.
really know.
But in this movie, though, that's what I'm asking. When they do it, doesn't
They
matter.
put her just on a rock.
They put her on a rock and they're grieving for days. I'm just like, the body decomposes after so many. Never mind.
I don't think it was days, Jordan.
It was because what happened was the camera pulls back after they start grieving, and the camera is above the water, and it goes from night to day, from night back to day again.
So the reason why it's not days is because as the confrontation between Snow White and the evil queen were happening, remember those animals, the woodland creatures,
Yeah.
the ones that pray Satan,
Yes.
they were alarmed. Oh no! And they ran to go get the dwarves.
But okay, so that's bad directing and bad editing. So why would the camera be
Yes.
on top of the water, night, day, and okay.
It's
All
an
right.
enchanted forest. That's the
Okay,
other part
bad
of it,
editing.
too.
That's what it is. Okay.
And so dwarves come back pretty dang quick.
You're
and
right.
the same part, Jonathan had already gotten out of jail because he pulled on the chain, and now they're running to it. Which
Right.
here's what bothers me as well too. Another thing about bothers me about this movie is that when Snow White first meets these dwarves, they were like, "Wow, a human! We haven't seen a human in what 275 on years."
Nice.
Right? And suddenly now there's just humans everywhere. And then when the camera pans out to see the forest and the castle, it's like, what? This cottage was like a 20-minute run. Like,
Yeah, it wasn't that. Yeah.
it's in the front yard of the kingdom. Are you serious? Are you telling me that you've just been here privately, like without any sort of interruption?
To be fair, all the people were happy in the kingdom before the evil queen. They didn't need to leave the kingdom.
I guess, but
They
sure,
didn't need
you're-
to. They were happy.
You're right. You're absolutely right. What am I doing? Asking
Yeah.
questions.
Why are you reviewing a movie on a review show? How dare you?
That's ridiculous.
It's crazy nonsense.
The only
stuff.
reason why you'd leave the kingdom is to go kill a princess in front of the forest.
Absolutely. And then I thought this movie was, progressive and, doesn't need to have somebody kiss her, but that's what happens. I was shocked. That was the shocking moment for me in this movie because of all of Rachel Ziegler's tweets and all the nonsense that was going on behind the scenes. And I was saying how, we're not going to make the Snow White that you know. The dude ends up kissing her no matter what.
Yeah. I don't know if they're trying to justify that her and Jonathan had a bit more interaction with each other where they actually expressed that they like each other rather than Snow White just being like, oh, a man in the woods, stranger. And
Is that it?
Going away, yeah, basically.
Okay. I was shocked, right? Because, again, not knowing the story, I'm just like, oh, okay, he kisses her. She wakes up immediately, and she's just like, hey, I have a plan. I've been dreaming of a plan. Literally. This is what we're going to do. And then cut to this supposed to be a moment to where she's standing outside the gates of the castle wearing, what, like a red robe?
Yeah, I don't know if that's a nod to Red Rose, by the way.
I thought it was a nod to a Jedi because she looked like one.
Okay.
And then, she just stands there with her head down. Then she raises her head up, and the movie's giving us the music, right? And then people around the town start realizing, oh, I forgot Snow White. And they all band around her, right? And she starts to sing this empowerment song about, I'm going to take this kingdom back.
That's right.
That was her plan. And then she gets to the castle, and then Gal Gadot comes out, really hamming it up, right?
Yep.
This is where you and I talked off air too about like Rachel Ziegler, Snow White's like, you're not going to kill me, Gal Gadot. Evil guard number 1. I remember you when you were doing this. Evil guard number 2. I remember when you were doing this. Evil guard number 3. I remember when you were doing this. And they're all like, we're not going to kill her, evil queen. We remember too.
I remember too.
They remember, right?
I remember.
And then the evil queen's like, fine, I'm going to do it myself. Gets ready to stab her. But then the bandits are on one of the balconies of the castle and shoots a bow and arrow to...
Crossbow.
He's the best crossbow guy.
He's the best crossbow guy.
That was the plan. Now, just for the sake of the review, can I just, as a joke here, say, like, if I was one of the dwarves and Snow White says, okay, guys, just woke up from a coma, this is the plan. Everything that I just established, I'm going to walk up, I'm going to sing out of nowhere. Everybody, I'm assuming, is going to just back me. I'm going to tell 3 random guards that I remember them. They're just randomly going to say, I remember you too. And then I want you guys up in the balcony being undetected. Shoot a bow and arrow at the evil queen so evil queen can, be gone.
There you go. And then...
I look at you.
I'd be grumpy and be like, listen, if it involves you getting out of my cabin, then do it.
I look at you and go, well, bud, I think we need a couple of beers out of this one because you have to have something to give you the confidence to do this. This plan is terrible.
Oh, and then I forgot during that whole part, that's when Dopey speaks.
Oh, yeah, Dopey speaks for the first time. And my wife was kind of like, she kind of sat on the couch, kind of snuggled, on a will, just watching the movie. And then when Dopey spoke, she perked up. And I was like, why, what's up? And she goes, Dopey's not supposed to speak.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is a thing? She goes, this is not a good thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Yeah. It really bothered me. Listen, when Caesar spoke, okay,
Yes.
that was amazing.
Yes.
Right? In Planet of the Apes.
Yes. No.
Oh, yeah, no. Like, oh my goodness. That
Yeah.
chills, right? The theater went quiet, gasped, right? When this happens, I'm not even in a theater watching this and I can hear chairs moving. Just
trying to
bodies
adjust.
shifting in the seats that they're in, just being like, God, and just a different type of sigh.
Sure.
Not a gasp, a sigh. And they're
More
just
of a
like,
disgust.
"What?" And the other part of it is like Dopey is, I don't know, he's got like a bit of an accent. We're not afraid anymore, kind of a thing,
Like a Tiny
Oliver,
Tim.
So yeah, he sounds like Oliver Twist. It's like, what shoot him in the face.
Sir, can I have some more, please? He's the one that's doing the narration, we find out, too.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh,
that
that
bothered the
that
heck out of me. Something
that
like
upset
that.
my wife.
Someone again. Yeah, exactly. This director needs to. I don't know whose decision. Mark Webb. Oh my God. I
Oh
don't
my
know.
God, Mark Webb directed this movie?
Yeah. I don't know if he just
He
saw
does not
like.
make. No, he directed the first two Andrew Garfield. He made the only Andrew Garfield
Yeah,
Spider-Man movies.
the Amazing Spider-Man movie. Yeah. I don't know if Disney was just like, hey, do you remember Dobby from Harry Potter? Do that.
You deserve everything that you've ever wished for in your life for that reference.
Yeah, thanks.
That is amazing. Good job, bud.
Yeah, he listen. I like Mark Webb as a director. Not this movie, but every director is not going to make a banger. Okay,
He was just a paycheck. He just took it.
Yeah, obviously.
He just took it. Yeah, but that was their plan. And Dopey spoke, and then what? How did they? Okay, I'm sorry. I saw this movie 2 days ago. How did they kill the evil queen? Because they killed her, right? She like.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
The mirror.
Oh,
did.
that mirror. That's right. Okay. I'm sorry. Right. Okay. She runs upstairs. She's like, "Mirror, who's the fairest?" The mirror's like, "It ain't you, bud." Right.
Yeah.
And then she throws something at the mirror, and then the glass shards everywhere, and the mirror sucks her into the void that kind of looks like from the movie Us, just like in this black void.
Yeah, apparently the mirror was the source of her powers, and destroying the mirror in turn destroys the queen.
But would she then be the face of the mirror?
No, I think that thing's just a mirror now. I don't know.
She's just in a dark void.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. And then Snow White becomes the queen?
Yes.
And everybody loves her. And the color palettes have changed. And everybody's happy. And we're singing and we're dancing.
Everyone's wearing white.
Oh, my God. Everybody's wearing white.
Listen, I was also... A lot of people are having a problem with this being like... They all agree that Gal Gadot is, in their minds, more attractive than Rachel Ziegler. This is the internet's ruling on this, so they found it unbelievable that someone like Gal would go to the mirror and be like, "Who's the fairest?" And then the mirror would be like, "Oh, I guess this chick with the bob over there." And people were not finding that believable. And here's what gets me. How do we define fair? What the hell, mirror? Because after the evil queen tries to kill Snow White, it says, "Oh, you're the fairest." What? What? Is it just a hot or not type of thing? Is that what's going on, mirror? You're telling me
100%.
out of the whole village that it's these two are the top two in the whole kingdom here. And we're not taking apart actions. We're not taking apart about like how Snow White is actually like a good human being, and evil queen is evil is their first name. It's evil then queen. And I don't understand what is even up for debate about that. And then yeah, she tries to kill Snow White a few different times, and yet you still have the nerve to say, "Oh yeah, I'm pretty fair, right?"
No, I don't think that. I think that it's all a fugazi. Fugazi?
Yeah. Okay.
You like that
Fugazi?
reference?
Yes.
Simply because I think it's our own psyche. I think it's the evil. I'm dead serious on this. Okay, so this is the way I took it. Right. I think I think the mirror, the magic mirror on the wall, is Gal Gadot's own psyche about everything was cool until Snow White started to stick her nose around again.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And then the magic mirror, if you will, is just like, hey, you're no longer the fairest in the land anymore. Snow White is. And she's just like, okay, I got to kill her. So then when she tries to, then the mirror's like, okay, you're the fairest, but then it doesn't happen again. The mirror said that the evil queen was the fairest in the land all the way up until Snow White started to grow a backbone.
Got it. All right.
That's the way I took it. That's the way I took it.
Sure. That's a
So
bit better.
it's just her psyche, I guess.
What else are we missing? Oh, evil queen admitted to killing the dad.
Yeah, which I wasn't a surprise.
Yeah, it's a throwaway.
Yeah,
kind of a
it was
story.
completely throwaway. I agree. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of didn't really give the bandits much substance. They didn't really give...
No, because they were the original Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of threw away a lot of the kingdom storyline as well too. I feel like this movie just
Threw
was
away a lot
just
of stuff.
yeah, it really did. And I don't know what they did their best to try to tie it up at the end, and it really just didn't work for me.
I will praise him on this though, right? Because if you're going to remake a movie, right, that's as old as Snow White, you got to do something different, right? And I like how in the beginning of the movie where you said to me in the beginning of the review that some of the things that I liked in the beginning of the movie did not happen in the original cartoon. What I'm saying is that okay, they're trying something different. So to show that the evil queen killed the king to become the queen, I mean, like, okay, that's something different, but the problem is the execution in this just went. I mean, they didn't know what movie they were making. I think a
No.
lot of suits were on set going, hey, whistle while you work. You hear me?
Yeah, good.
Like I think that's what's going on. I don't think Mark Webb is a dumb director, and I think he wanted to make something different, but he was a gun for hire.
I agree with that completely. Let me throw out an option or an alternative
Okay.
storyline for you. Okay.
Option play.
So Snow White, young girl, right?
Right.
Mom dies, right?
Okay.
Dad remarries and gets the evil queen, right? Not evil at the time, but is stepmother in the original kind of stepmother type of rules. Not
Okay.
evil. Or maybe that the stepmother is actually a witch, uses her powers to make the dad fall in love with her, get married, have that more of the supernatural or the sorcerer kind of element to it, right? Okay, got that. King disappears or whatever. She takes over. Cool. Magic. Town. Bleak. Cool. Have her, the queen that is, keep Snow White to her, closer to her, and not completely treat her like crap the entire time. Okay. We'll touch back on that. Snow White, as a kid, has friends. One of the friends being Jonathan. Okay? They're close friends. Right? Snow White's going through a hard time. Her mom just died. Snow White's going through a hard time. Her dad now disappeared. Snow White's going through a hard time. Her stepmother is not as loving as maybe as the other parents were, right? She confides in Jonathan a bit, right?
Stepmom's not stuck in washing machines, yes.
Yeah. So, Jonathan, though, is saying, hey, I wish I could help you, but my parents want to leave. My parents and a lot of these other villagers or people in the kingdom, they all want to leave. They all leave to go to the woods. Okay?
Start a new
'Cause they're-
life.
Yeah, because they're true to the king. They're true to these people. They're not like this. They are true to the king. So they all disappear, right? Snow White grows up, and the kingdom, the castle that they're in, becomes more militant. More guards, more army going around. Evil queen is doing her evil queen stuff, right? Ruling with an iron fist,
Yeah,
right?
singing Be Prepared.
Exactly. Snow White doesn't really like that so much. She likes to go outside and sing with the birds, and and that's how she gets to see Jonathan a little bit. Not too often, right? Well,
Okay.
one day, Evil Queen says, "Oh, I got an idea. She'll go out and huntsman, make it look like an accident." Oh, okay, I can do that kind of a thing.
Yeah,
Right?
like out shooting quail, if you will.
Yeah, exactly. So goes out there. Snow White escapes. Either Huntsman has a change of heart. I like that too, where it's just like, hey, I'm true to the king as well. Queen wants to kill you. Run! I heard that there's a village over there. You gotta run. You gotta go now before I change my mind. She runs. She gets knocked out, or whatever. In this whole thing, she finds the house. Dwarves interaction happens. Right. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Snow White's still alive. Queen's like, oh, my guards, go to get it. So guards are out there. They find that there's a village of the rebels in this forest. There's not just the bandits, but like people who are in a neighboring village who are loyal to the king.
You're
Right?
part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor.
Exactly. Right? And the dwarves are like, okay, we'll try to help you to get you into over here. Have that be the interaction, right? A bit more. Have the dwarves be playful a bit, but have them also just kind of be like, hey, listen, we don't
Kind of
want to be
Ewok in a way.
yeah, we don't want to be a part of all this, right?
No, we don't want to.
Exactly. They
Yeah.
seem to be getting real friendly real quick.
Real
Singing
friendly.
songs, exactly, type of thing. So have them be like, okay, yeah, but then there's the interaction where like they understand that business was better with the old way, and they don't like the queen so much.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see where I'm
Humans
going
messing
with
up the
this?
things. No, I totally agree with you. And we've been doing this a lot in our reviews lately, where we kind of tell each other what we think the movie should be, and I can't disagree with you. I think this is a great board meeting discussion that would have been thrown out because the suit said no.
Yeah, you know what? You're right.
Because it made sense. It made what you just said in 3 minutes made more sense than the 2 hours of this movie, and you're only halfway through your story.
Yeah, I think
It
that
makes
this
more
way
sense.
You have now a love story that's built up between Snow White and Jonathan.
Besides just a white knight kissing her, you have something that she's known since childhood, and they would see each other in the woods every once in a while. But as they get older, they drift farther apart. Great classic idea.
Ooh, yeah. Maybe the evil queen is building up the military to take out that village or to take out any other, and Snow White, having learned about this or knows something that maybe that was said earlier, goes in
Right.
the woods, meets Jonathan. Oh, hey, you got to watch out for this. Oh, well, we can, counterattack or be prepared for that fight, that ambush, that attack that's coming through. Yeah, I
Have a
feel
battle.
like make that be Snow White being the hero.
Yeah, make her be the hero because her heroism was wearing a red cape and singing.
So yeah, I feel like there's many different ways they could have done from this movie, but they were
Right.
trying too hard to like make it marketable, and
Yeah.
that's the problem I think with Disney now is that they're just trying to make it so they movie first, soundtrack to follow, and then everything we can just sell in merch because they're trying
Yeah,
to make
merch.
all this money in expanded universe and in merch.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm not going. Okay, so what gives Jordan a movie rating of a bag of kernels, and if it physically angers me? And if you are listening to this episode, go to movieguyspodcast at podbean.com. You can go to our website and see all the movies we have a bag of kernels to, and boy, do I lose my mind on those movies. Right?
Yeah.
So this movie does not get a bag of kernels because it does not physically anger me because I had nothing invested into it.
Okay.
My review is not a political view. My review is not because of the issues with the behind-the-scenes nonsense that was going on. I'm here to review the movie that was presented to me.
Yeah.
And it is a no-bag popcorn. I think my wife was very generous. I go into the theater. Would you like a popcorn for Snow White? No, thank you. I do not like this. Look, you and I can split hairs on Gal Gadot all we want, but again, I'm defending a glimpse of a kernel in a turd sandwich. I mean,
Yep.
the movie's bad. The color scheme is off. You brought that up, and I totally agree with you, right? Where everything was bright and happy, but then the evil queen comes and everybody's dark and forgets. It would be great if they said that there was an evil spell put on the town.
Yeah.
Because how
Yeah,
can they forget 8 years later, right? Your idea is 10 times better than this movie. I would have given it a better rating than that. But this movie is not a movie I want to come back to. So because I don't want to go back to it, I can't even give it a bag of popcorn. So, me, Snow White, is a no bag. Eric, what is your popcorn rating for
Kernels
Snow
for
White?
me, buddy.
Oh, this movie physically angered you.
I had anxiety watching this movie, and it really did bother the crap out of me. I think it really came into the part when Dopey started speaking. I was just upset, man. Like more upset than watching 50 Shades of Grey. I really just hated this movie all around. I agree that Rachel Ziegler is not. She's probably the best part in this movie. To be honest, her voice is really good. I give her credit for
Okay.
that. Gal Gadot, I think she was just dry as toast. but she did have moments where it did shine. And I feel like if they were to give her character a bit more room to play with, we would have gotten a better performance out of her. But they didn't. About that, they wanted her to be this, be evil. Oh no, be more evil. And say, well, how? What do you given her 2 lines of dialogue in this one scene? How is she supposed to be more evil when she's just supposed to like give a leer? It bothered the crap out of me. The stories for all the characters really went nowhere. I think they tried so much. The ending just bugged the crap out of me. The music in this, it was not memorable whatsoever. It seemed out of place for the most part. A lot of these, the CGI was overdone. The color palette was overdone. The costumes were horrible. Jesus.
Well, besides hers, right? I mean,
you know what I would have liked to have seen in the traditional outfit that she was wearing, the yellow dress and the blue top with the red bow? If that was her as a young girl when her parents were still alive.
that would have been interesting.
Yeah, but then as she got older, have it maybe not be quite that, maybe shades of it, or maybe the dress, or keeps the top, or just a different version of it, right? I mean, give me something. Get rid of that damn haircut. Holy cow,
Yeah,
get
that
rid
was
of
a
that
bad
damn
haircut.
haircut.
That was so. Okay,
Get rid of the cowl that the Gal
Gal-
Gadot was wearing. I did not like that whatsoever. There's no part of this movie that I can say that I really enjoyed. I just respect that Rachel Zegler had a great voice, but every other part of this, I'm gonna have nightmares of Dopey. I'll tell you that right now.
Okay, so on that though, okay, so when people go to our website, right, movieguyspodcast@podbean.com, and if you click on our rating system, you will see, right, and then we have quick links, right? We have 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7 movies, right, in the bag of kernels category. I'm telling you this for a reason. So what classifies the bag of kernels to go into this category is one of us has to give it a bag of kernels, right? So like Midsummer is in this category because I gave
Yes.
it a bag of kernels, right? You didn't.
Correct.
But with Midsummer out of the picture, I give this a no bag. You give this a bag of kernels. Do you say out of the last 6 movies that this movie belongs with them? These movies are, in no particular order, unanimously, the rest of these you and I have given bags of kernels to. Meg 2, Pet Sematary Bloodlines, if you remember reviewing that one.
Yes.
Fast X, Songbird, Halloween Ends, and Red 1. Does Snow White go into this category?
Yes, exactly. I would say
Okay.
Fast X needs to get out of there because we introduced a bag of butter instead, and that movie is like Bad Boys Ride or Die territory where it's so bad it's good for me. But you already know how my stance on Fast and Furious.
Right.
Again, this movie is not the actor's fault. This is a production hell that Disney is just trying to do this again, this whatever they're trying to do, and it's failing. I think they have hit a peak of doing the remakes. I think that they're just trying to pump out as much content as possible in the IP that they still own. I think that they are trying to avoid making new content. Didn't we talk about before about how the things that they own, they're just really like all the Marvel stuff, all the Star Wars stuff, right? Those are making however many sequels and expanded universe stuff that it is, not to mention all the other movies that they're doing, right? Mm-hmm. It's bothersome. People crave something original, and even though that the numbers maybe don't show it, because I think that the stuff that is being made in the original part of it aren't getting the same PR that these big budget movies are.
Okay.
So I not a fan of it.
Okay.
At the same part, something like what's something original? Like what's a good Encanto? How about that one?
Yeah, I like that movie.
Yeah, of course you did. Or they're making a Coco 2, by the way, too. So like Coco.
Coco.
Yeah. So like these are fantastic movies
Yeah.
that are originals. And
Yeah.
like keep it going with that. Moana was fantastic, really.
Yeah, but the first one was.
To go that quickly into making Moana 2 in the live action.
That's pretty bad.
It's a lot, dude. It's so much. Let it breathe a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. We've gone on for quite a while about Snow White. I knew this was going to be a longer one, but a bag of kernels for Eric and a no bag for me. I think the reason why I'm giving it a no bag is just simply because I don't have a dog in the fight. I think you do a little bit have a dog in the fight, so that's why. But if I was you, I would probably give it a bag of kernels as well. This movie's not good, and I think you and I have already talked about that. But everybody who's listening, make sure to check us out on Movie Guys Podcast at podbean.com or wherever you get your podcast from. We are on that platform. And Eric will be back next Thursday for another awesome episode. Thank you much for joining me. Have a good night. See, look, I have like that.
Buddy, I didn't even know that the rest of us were in the picture. I was only staring at you.
Asshole. I don't like how you're treating me, and I don't want to do the show anymore with you.
What if I get you a seafood tower?
I think that's what they called me in college. I don't like how you're making fun of me. I don't appreciate this kind of confrontation. I thought we were supposed to be best buds. I thought we were friends.
I don't appreciate that you constantly think that I'm making fun of you when I'm really just yes-anding your material, the content you're giving me. You throw me the ball, buddy, I'm throwing it right back at you.
And
okay?
You're failing at every step of the way, you fucking asshole.
You know, you throw me up for the alley-oop, as it were, and I'm hitting backboard, but no ball.
Because you don't have none. Because of the way you treat me.
Because you throw it in the opposite direction, and you say,
bud.
and then you say,
no, bud.
You're mad at me.
You're always mad at me. Always. Every time it's 8 o'clock and your phone rings and you look down and you're like, God, this motherfucker's called. Hey, big guy, how you doing? I'm excited to hear from you and tell me all about your problems for half an hour. Of course.
Tell me everything that's going on.
Tell me everything.
You know, how was Riley's day at school? You know, how was things going on in your world? What's Lisa doing right now?
Hey, I would argue that those morning phone calls all these years made us bond.
I would agree.